Solve the following equations for x as an element of R. Log base 5x is equal to 1 plus log base 5, 3 divided by 2 minus x. The first thing we're going to do is break down log base 5, 3 divided by 2, x minus 1, using law 2 of our log laws to be log base 5, 3 minus log base 5 bracket 2x minus 1 bracket. So we're going to bring down the log base 5x, bring down the equals, bring down the 1 and the plus, and then change log base 5, 3 divided by 2x minus 1 to log base 5, 3 minus log base 5, 2x minus 1. Next we need to bring all the logs to the same side. So we're going to keep the 1 on the right hand side and have all the logs on the left hand side. So log base 5x stays as it is, plus log base 5, 3 becomes minus log base 5, 3, and minus log base 5, 2x minus 1 becomes plus log base 5, 2x minus 1. So it's really important that we remember to change the signs. So that plus became a minus, and that minus became a plus because we carry them over the equal sign. The 1 stays positive because it was originally on the right and it's still on the right. Next, I'm going to rearrange my 3 logs so that I have the positives together and then the negative at the end. So log base 5x stays where it is. I'm going to bring the positive log base 5 2x minus 1 beside it. So we've got plus log base 5 2x minus 1. And then I've got the minus log base 5 3 at the end. So I have my 2 positive logs together and then my negative log at the end. And I'm going to use log 1 and 2 of logs. So I'm going to change my log base 5x plus log base 5 2x minus 1 to be log base 5x multiplied by 2x minus 1. So I'm basically just bringing this x down here and this 2x minus 1 over here and putting brackets around it because plus becomes multiply if we use law 1 of logs. And then that's going to be divided by 3 because we had to minus base 5 log 3 using law 2. So the x comes down here, the 2x minus 1 goes here, we put brackets around it to indicate multiply, and then this gets divided by 3 because we had minus log base 5 3. Next we're going to use our scorpion tail method to rewrite this log as in index form. So we're going to start at 5, so that's our base, we always start at our base. We're going to wrap our scorpion tail around the 1 past the equals and end up at 2x squared minus x divided by 3. So that's 5 to the power of 1 is equal to 2x squared minus x divided by 3. So 5 to the power of 1 is equal to 2x squared minus x divided by 3. Okay, so ultimately in this question we're asked to solve. So we want to solve for x. So we can see we have an x squared and an x caught up in this fraction. So the first thing we want to do is break up this fraction. So since this is 2x squared minus x divided by 3, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 to break up this fraction. So multiplying the right hand side by 3 just cancels out the divide by 3. And multiplying the left hand side by 3 gives me 15. 5 by 3 is 15. So now I have 15 equals 2x squared minus x. Alternatively, I could have made this 5 over 1 and cross multiplied. So now I have 15 equals 2x squared minus x. I'm going to bring the 15 over the equal sign to become minus 15. So now I have 2x squared minus x minus 15 is equal to 0. I have a quadratic which I can solve. I can either factorize and then solve, or I can use my minus b formula or my quadratic formula. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula. Very important that the x squared is positive. So I'm going to label 2x squared as a, so the 2 is going to be a. Minus x is b, so the b is going to be minus 1, and the minus 15 is going to be c. I'm going to use my quadratic formula, which is minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. I'm going to sub in minus 1 in place of the b, make sure you put brackets around it. Minus 1 in place of that b, very important we've got brackets around it because we're squaring, and if we don't put brackets around when we're squaring, it's going to end up giving us a negative answer, which is incorrect. We swap the a for 2, we swap the c for minus 15, and the a for 2. Minus minus 1 gives us positive 1. And the square root of minus 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times minus 15 is going to give us 11. Don't forget you've got your plus minus. And then 2 by 2 is 4. So using our plus, we get 1 plus 11 divided by 4, which is 12 divided by 4, which is 3. Or we get 1 minus 11 divided by 4, which is 10 divided by 4, minus 10 divided by 4, which is going to be minus 5 over 2. So x is going to be equal to 3. X cannot be equal to minus 5 over 2, because if we were subbing that into our original equation, that would give us log base 5 minus 5 over 2, and you cannot have a negative argument in a logarithm.